Assalamu alaikum everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing a vanilla and chocolate faint line cake. Today I'll share the whole process with you. So we're going to start off with this vanilla sponge cake. For that we're going to need 12 egg yolks separated from the egg whites, so it's 12 of each, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 480 grams of fine sugar, 480 grams of plain flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 120 ml of oil, 80 ml of milk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Any vanilla extract will do, whichever brand you use. For this we'll need a bowl and a mixer. So what we'll do is that we'll start off with taking our 8 egg whites, pour it into the bowl, plus our vinegar. So we will mix these 2 ingredients together until the egg whites get foamy. So as you can see now, it's become foamy. We'll gradually add our sugar, 1 cup at a time. We'll add the second cup. And our last cup. Now we'll mix this all together until the mixture becomes fluffy, silky, and develops stiff peaks. So keep going as it's not stiff enough. So I've been mixing this for about 10 minutes now, and it's now stiff peaks, as you can see. So what I'll do is I'll flip over the bowl and show you. Nothing falls out. It's all done. So now what we'll do is that we'll add the 4 egg yolks, and then we'll combine it with a whisk. We will not use the hand blender for this process. So once you've got this properly combined, we'll add the 480 grams of flour, so at this point I'm going to give it a mix, and I will put in the salt as well and give it a good blend. So once you've got that mixed in, we'll add the oil, the milk, the 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and we'll just give it a good mix. So what I'll do is I'll take my spatula and all the way at the bottom check that I've mixed my mixture properly. So what you'll need is 2 12-inch cake tins, and as I have one, I'll have to make the first batch and then I'll make the second batch. But you'll need 12-inch pan, 2 of them, and 1 8-inch pan for the chocolate cake, and then we'll bake it at 150 degrees for 35 minutes. So while the vanilla sponge cake is in the oven right now, we'll start on with the chocolate cake batter. For this we'll need 4 large white eggs, egg whites separated and the egg yolk separated, 120 grams of fine sugar, 120 grams of plain flour, 30 ml of oil, 40 ml of milk, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/3 cup of cacao powder. So now what we'll do is we'll add the egg whites and the vinegar together, and we'll give it a good mix until it becomes foamy and frothy. So as you can see, it's become foamy. So we'll gradually add our sugar in and mix in between, mix for 1 minute, same as we did with the vanilla cake. Add the remaining sugar in and mix until this has stiff peaks and is glossy. So as you can see now, it's stiff and it's got really stiff peaks. All we need to do is just check it now. Turn it over. If it falls over, then it's not ready. It's done. So now what we'll do is that we'll add the 4 egg yolks. And combine these together with a whisk. And now what we'll do is add in 120 grams of flour gradually. I forgot to mention that we needed to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt in this as well. Once that is mixed, we'll add in our oil, milk, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, or 1, and the cacao powder. Just give this a good mix. That is done. We'll now put this aside. I'll grab an 8-inch cake tin and apply butter on it. Butter and flour so it doesn't stick to the base of it. Add the batter and cook this at the same temperature, 150 degrees, for 30 to 35 minutes. So what we'll do now is that we'll prepare the buttercream. I'm going to be using 4 cups of butter, 4 cups of icing sugar, and a little bit of milk to help it mix. So what we'll do is we'll mix the butter for about 5 minutes until it turns white and is airy and fluffy. So as you can see now, the butter has doubled in its quantity and has become white in color. So what we'll do, just scrape off the sides. So what we'll do, 1 cup at a time, we'll add in our icing sugar. So that at this point, you can see that the buttercream has quite a lot doubled in size. What we'll do is now, as you add in the last bits of the icing, you will see that it starts getting clumpy. That's where the milk will be added for it. So as you can see that the buttercream is now ready. It's really optional for you to add the milk. If you're piping, you might want a little bit of a softer buttercream so you can pipe it through the piping bag. But if you're frosting a cake, this consistency is perfect. So what we'll do now is that we'll divide the buttercream So what I'll be doing now, I'll add green food coloring for the leaves, about 2-3 drops of that. Give it a good mix. If you don't like the color of the amount of the green, you can add, by all means you can add more food coloring to it to give it the right color that you want. So I'll set this aside. Do the next color. For the flowers, I'll be using pink. Put that aside. And we'll do grape purple that I'm using. For this one, we'll do red. And for this I'll be mixing a bit of brick red. Okay, so there are the colors. The purples are a bit same, but I mixed a little bit of purple in here as well to give it another shade of purple. So what we'll do now, so we'll take some piping bags and pipe these up. Alright guys, so as you can see now that I've piped up all my icing, make sure you close it up. And what I'll do is I'll put this aside and the white buttercream. And what I'll do is I'll show you how we're going to cut off the top base, top part of the cake, just to even it out. Now that we've got the first cake, what we'll do is we'll take a little bit of buttercream, put it on the bottom tray so it holds itself in place and doesn't move around. We'll put that cake on top. Now what we'll do is that we'll take the chocolate cake and do the same thing. So as you can see now, I've crumb coated the cake. What I'll do is now in the middle, in the center, I will now make flowers using the different colors and leaves. Guys, as I've completed doing the flowers and just crumb coating it, I'm not going to put too much icing on it. So I'm going to take some gold paint. You can use any type of gold edible for cakes. And I'm just going to paint these edges, the borders, just so it gives that fault line look. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the icing that I did in the middle and I'm just going to fill it up from the sides. So what we'll do now is just create a pattern on the top of the cake. What I'll do is I'll add some raspberries, as raspberries are one favorite fruit in our house. It's really optional I love adding fruits to my cake, so I'm adding fruit. If you don't like fruits and you don't want to add fruits, you don't have to. You can add whatever fruit you want to it. There you have it, guys. Fault line cake with crumb coating. If you've enjoyed this recipe, if you'd like to see more cake recipes or any savory recipes, do comment below in the comment box and let me know what you'd like to see next. As always, take care, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.